We are here today with the Digital Futures. We are interviewing Maria Darmanin from the Economic and Social Committee, and she would like to speak about the future with us. What would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. First of all, it's a great pleasure to be speaking about the future, especially the digital future. As you said, my name is Maria Darmanin. I'm the Vice President of the European Economic and Social Committee. It is an institution which represents civil society across Europe. I'm from Malta, I'm Maltese, and by passions, well, I cannot but say, first and foremost, my passion is Europe, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So I have a great passion for Europe and for civil society. Then more personally, as me as Anna Maria, coming from a small island surrounded by sea, the sea is my great passion, my life passion. So I'm a sailor, I love sailing, I love scuba diving, I love doing anything which has to do with the sea. So in my free time, I spend as much time as possible by the sea, in the sea, on the sea.
Well, we would like to know if you imagine to be in 2050. What would be your personal vision? What would you like to see in the world for yourself or for the people in the world by then?
First of all, I have a very positive outlook for how the future would look for us, primarily because how life is changing in general, how technology is changing our life, and how technology is really changing change itself, because change is coming way too exponentially. It's going so fast if you think about the last few years. So 2050, I really imagine ourselves as, first and foremost, as individuals having full control on our health. All the information we need about our health at our fingertips, and also having the possibility to really be taking care of ourselves because of having this kind of information. Also having at our fingertips all the important details about what's going on around us. If we were to think that today, for example, any individual at a touch of a button can have as much information as the President of the US 15 years ago, imagine how it will be in 2050, where you know, all information is readily available. From a perspective of how countries are governed, because there is this information, I believe we can be very much proactive on various aspects, even disease, for example, epidemics, how to address specific world problems like food issues. So I'm very positive for the future, primarily because of how we're seeing technology changing. But one cannot be over-optimistic, because to get there, at least to this vision that I see in 2050, we have to take some very important decisions as from today.
So if you think about the generation in 2050, what would be those topics that they should be really engaged in, or what would you see upcoming by then? What, do you have messages for them?
I think because of how the world is changing and how information is so readily available, I think the most important thing is being engaged. You know, being engaged in every aspect of life. It's one thing just reading stuff. It's another thing influencing, giving opinions, giving perspectives. And knowledge will be so truly increasing that knowledge should be then used to express oneself. So the main thing I would say is be engaged, not to be a bystander of seeing things happen, but be part of making it happen.
What will happen in political or economic or environmental fields? What would you put an emphasis on? what would you mention as the most remarkable change? You have mentioned several things already,
Right.
but if you would like to pick something, it can be a personal,
Okay.
but what would you mention as the most remarkable change?
Okay, I will mention what I think will be the most remarkable change, but the biggest challenge to get that change. So the way I see it is the change in democracy. So because there again we are living such a digital era, and it will increase. I really see democracy as changing, where people have the possibility through different instruments to influence and to set the agenda. So politically, the way I see it is, first and foremost, you will have direct democracy, you will have participatory democracy through civil society, for example, and you have your representatives. But more and more, one can influence in the future their representatives immediately. And we already see this happening on specific topics. But the future, the way I see it, is this would be the most remarkable thing, where the citizen is setting the agenda based on information, based on knowledge, and based on direct access to decision making. I see it's also the biggest challenge, because I think for the future, our challenges are not technology advancements. Our challenges are not so much environment, even though we have a lot of challenges environmental. But our biggest challenge is our political mindset, because I think our way of doing politics, now I'm saying governments, is very much still quite an old system as compared to how society is evolving. So it's really making that major step of embracing what technology is bringing and using it to really come up with decisions which are truly the citizens' decisions. What is good for the citizens, yes, but most of the time it's also the aspect of having this immediate communication. So I think that is an important shift we need to be doing. And once that is done, I think this will be also marvelous, especially for somebody like me who believes a lot in democracy. It would be marvelous to see this citizen engagement. And want it or not, we already see it now. The citizen is, in some cases, setting the agenda because of having the means. So we really have to do that, and our political system has to be ready to take that step forward.